Hello my friends, good afternoon and welcome back to another video. I hope this video finds you well. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find like the perfect lighting for my room and I don't want to like go to my bathroom and have my regular like sit down on the toilet and talk because I have to like get the lighting right and everything, but I just wanted to make like a chill video and just talk on what's on my mind. I was doing the dishes and no, actually no, I wasn't doing the dishes. I was cooking and I was listening to music and I was just in flow state. Like genuinely, I was in flow state. And when I'm in a state like that, I can really allow, I don't want to say source, I don't want to say God, I really allow my higher self, like my higher ways of thinking to like come in and like give me knowledge, give me some wisdom because I'm not in a place of like interrupting them. I'm not really distracting myself. So like I'm just being in the present moment. I'm cooking, I'm listening to music. My vibes are good, right? So it allows them to speak, or it allows them to give me some like words of wisdom or vibes of wisdom, because it's not always words, it's like more of a feeling sometimes, of knowing that you just like know, oh okay, this is what I need to say, or this is what I need to do on my next journey, this is how I'm feeling right now, whatever. And so basically what I was feeling was just like I'm entitled, in the way that I think about things sometimes, in the way that I behave, and I have a lot of ego in the sense that like I usually come online and I complain about like how like old friends don't really reach out and like check on me and see how I'm doing since like my spiritual psychosis and everything. And it's always like, oh, they don't reach out, they don't reach out. And I think that's because I be feeling like I like I was in a vulnerable position, I was in a vulnerable state, and like everyone abandoned me, and just like feeling like a lot of abandonment. Like I've been like that's one thing that I feel is abandoned. And so what I was thinking about, or what like the knowledge that came in was just like, you're very entitled, dude. Like you can also reach out to them and say, hey, like, hey, what's up? How are you? Thinking about you, just checking in. Like I get where you're coming from. Like you feel like when the road was tough, they left you, and they still didn't care enough to like reach out or whatever. But I also watched this YouTube video that said that when people stop checking in, when people um, really no longer give you advice, or they don't try to help you out anymore, it's because they've given up. Like they've tried and they're tired. And I can kind of see that perspective. So when I was cooking, it was just like, you're very entitled. You can reach out, like don't be afraid to reach out and be like, hey, like what's up. And I think another thing that stops me from reaching out and just like saying hello is just a fear of rejection. Just like they won't be open to me anymore, and they won't really like, I feel like they think of me as like a loser, as like someone who like is just not worth anything anymore. And I feel like maybe I'm projecting. This is how I see myself sometimes, truthfully. Like I'm a loser, I'm washed up. Like the vibe that I used to have, the vibe that I used to bring to the function, my personality, like like no one gives a fuck anymore, right? It's kind of like that thing where your what's it called? They say your reputation is very important. So it's like when you lose that reputation that you have, which is like, what was my reputation? Funny, party, drinker, blackout. Like there was, I don't really think the reputation that I think I had was that great. I feel like if anything, the person that I'm becoming is the reputation that is better than what I thought, you know? So like I see myself now as like, oh, like this loser or whatever sometimes, but it's like that representation, that vibe that I had, that was actually more loser. Like you were in the closet, you were living a lie, you were blacking out, getting drunk, like you weren't like you weren't that wasn't like I get it at the time because your mindset was very like low and limited ways of thinking, but that vibe that I was in, it wasn't the best of me. Like I feel like the person that I'm becoming, the person that I am now, no matter how like, even though I don't see it, the person that I am now is just come such a long way compared to who I was. So I think that's another thing that like stops me from reaching out to like old friends and stuff. And just like, it's not even like every single friend that I think about, right? It's just like the ones that like I really kicked it with, the people that really like, like our vibe, like we built like a really close bond. We were really friends. Those are the ones that like I want to reach out to, or like I claim like, oh, they don't reach out to me, but it's like maybe I want to reach out to them, or like I should be the one to reach out to them. And I'm not going to do that right now because it's the energy is still new. I kind of want to let it sit. And also sometimes I just like, sometimes when I have like thoughts like this, I'm just like, okay, well, I hear you, but like I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, I don't know. Like I'm not. The thing is, I don't want to make it seem like I'm not taking correction from like my higher self, or like I'm not listening to what they have, like what is coming in for me. But I think it's more like I might do it, I might not do it, but what I'm gonna stop doing is having this entitled feeling of like, oh, they have to reach out to me. They have to reach out to me. And I think that's what the lesson is, just like reach out to them if you want, but like don't make it seem like they have to reach out to you, or like their life is going to be in shambles if you guys never talk again, because they're living their life. Like they're, no one's life stops because I'm not in it anymore. Like, and my life doesn't stop because they're not in it anymore. Life goes on, life continues, right? People move on. That doesn't mean they don't think about me. Like they, the same way I'm probably like, oh, they don't reach out to me. It's probably like, oh, they don't reach, he doesn't reach out to me. So like, why the fuck, you know what I mean? So it's just like that sense of like feeling like I'm more important than I am. Is just like, yeah, dude, you have a good amount of self-esteem and feel good about yourself and be confident and be proud and like, you know, all the things. But at the same time, just like, don't forget that you're not better than anyone, right? No one's better than you. And that's, I think that's another thing that I'm able to balance. Sorry, my neck hurts. I think that's another thing that I'm able to balance really well, is just like, no one's better than me and I'm not better than anyone. Sometimes I have to remind myself a little bit more that I'm not better than anyone, but for the most part, and also that I have to remember that people aren't better than me. But either way, it was just like a thing where just like, yeah, that was a good lesson that I needed to learn. That's something that I felt like is gonna help me out now. And anytime I have the thought that, oh, they don't, it's like, bitch, please, like reach out to them if you want to talk to them so bad. And I think another thing that stops me from doing that is like, when you go through your spiritual journey, you hear things and you hear people's teachings, you hear people's like opinions and their experiences, just like, oh, like you can't go back. You can't go back to certain relationships. Don't accept certain relationships back into your life. And I do believe there's a truth to that, but I also feel like circumstances are different. You know, like every scenario isn't the same. Everyone's situation isn't the same. You have to like follow intuition. What your intuition feels is right. Do I want to be friends with everyone I was used to be friends with? No, absolutely fucking not. Because, and I think it's also like a thing of like, everyone's changed. You know, like everyone's different. And even if we're not friends again, it's just the simple fact that like, you know, there's no like bad blood. There's just like, oh, like, hey, just checking in on you. Just want to say hi. Thinking about you, and not take it further. I'm just such a like, just savior reaching out, you know, like just know I'm doing good. Just put it in your head that I'm doing good. You don't got to reach out to me to say, hey, just think about you, because what does thinking about me do for me, right? It doesn't do anything for me. I'm like, if you want to make plans, let's make plans. Let's do something. Let's hang out. Like that's the type of person I am. I'm just not a like, oh, just thinking about you. Okay, thank you for thinking about me, but now what? Like, you know. But I don't know. Maybe that, I don't think that's necessarily a problem, but we'll see. But yeah, it's just like, don't be afraid to like reach out and like rekindle things. And if they don't want to reciprocate the energy, that's totally okay. They have free will. They don't have to, you know. And you have to be okay with the fact that not everybody wants to rekindle things. Not everybody wants to be your friend. Like, you'll live, they'll live. Everyone, the world keeps spinning, right? Don't be afraid to be wrong. You know, that's a video that I've been needing to make, but I've been slacking when it comes to making videos. I have to make a video at least once a week, right? So like, even though I'm not making a video every day, like I said I was gonna make a video, at least I can't go like more than 7 days without making a video, right? Like I have to make a video. So would I like to make more than that? Yeah, but I just think like I just get like lazy and whatnot, and just if I get like a thought right now, so like basically how I was like flowing and like I was getting these intuitive feelings just now, usually when that happens I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll just make a video tomorrow when I take a shower and I'm fresh and I'm like clean, and then the next day will come and it does not flow. Like, you see how this video is kind of flowing and it's making a little bit of sense and I'm not like stuttering as much, and I'm just like, yeah, that's how it's like, I feel like I want it to be, instead of like feeling stuck and frustrated, because that's what happens when I wait, right? And then I get angry with myself. But it's because when you get something like an intuitive feeling, whatever, to talk about something or to create something, you fucking do it right then and there to the best of your abilities. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to make a video about mistakes and just how like sometimes I get online and I make my videos and I post them, and then like it could be a day later, it could be an hour later, it could be a couple seconds later, I'm like, wait, I don't agree with that thought that I just posted. And that is okay, bitch. Like, you cannot be afraid to make mistakes. You cannot be afraid to be wrong, and just learn from them, right? So if I make a video and I'm talking about the opposite, right? So basically I've made videos in the past complaining about like, oh, my friends, my old friends that don't reach out, blah, blah, blah. That is okay, because guess what? I'm making another video and I'm like, hey guys, so I have another thought. I don't agree with what I said. And that's how you evolve. You have to learn how to make mistakes. You have to learn how to learn your lessons. You have to learn how to be okay with being wrong and not always being right. And that's the frustrating thing for me, is just like, I make a video and I'm like, wait, like it could be literally, I'm not even kidding, that happened to me when I made the last video. I can't even remember what the thought was. I think it was just like, I don't know what I was talking about, but I made a video and I didn't agree with what I said anymore. After, oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to show you guys my drool. All my pillows are drool, drool, drool. I need to do laundry. Anyway, so I think I made the video, and it was like a couple seconds later, I was like, fuck, like, I don't agree with what I said anymore. Because especially if I watch another video, like, it's just so crazy how algorithm works. Like, I'll watch another video and it like counteracts everything I just said. It's like the universe letting me know, like, hey, I know you thought you were right, but and you could be right at that time, right? Like, at that time you're right, because that's how you feel. Like, validate your feelings or whatever, but also be open to being wrong and being challenged in your way of thinking. And that's one thing I like about myself. It's like, I'm able to reflect. It might take me a while. Like, me and you might be having like bumping heads about something, and I might be like headstrong on, no, I'm right, you're wrong. But as time goes on, I'm going to reflect. Like, even if I sit down myself and think about it, or it just naturally comes up like, hey, that's not right, and I'll let you know, like, hey, okay, I see what you're saying. So yeah, like, it's okay to be wrong. Like, it's okay for me to make a video. It's okay for you to post something, write a book, and like, it's okay to change your mind. And that's another thing that, like, the humans of today, I want to say this generation, but like, honestly, every generation has this issue where it's like, it's okay to change your mind. Like, it's okay. You don't have to. You grew up learning that it's not okay to be gay. Okay, but it's also okay to change your mind and be like, okay, yeah, it is okay to be gay. Like, it's okay, whatever. You might grow up thinking that, I don't know, like, I don't know what it is. I can only say gay because that's like, oh, bitch, I'm gay. So like, that's the example I give. But I think it's more about the older generation, truthfully, because they're so stuck in their ways. But like Christianity is not the only way. Like, whatever people need to do to be at one with themselves and be a better person, that's what they're gonna do. And Christianity is not the one way to know God and one way to get to heaven. Like, how about you focus on making earth heaven and being better people today, okay, and not for heaven, and live like heaven is now. How about that? So yeah, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be wrong. I feel like there's another one that I wanted to talk about, but I can't really remember. So I talked about me being entitled, and I talked about being wrong. Is there something about shame? Because I'm hearing shame in my head. Shame? I don't know. Did I have something to say about shame? I don't know. I can't think of anything to say about shame. I guess, like, I'm very big on not being ashamed of your mistakes, or just being ashamed in general. Like, I don't like when people shame people, when people come online and they expose themselves, and they tell us like about some crazy story that is happening in their life or happened in their life, and people are like, oh, you shouldn't tell people that, or you should be ashamed. Or, no, why? Who has shamed help? Tell me, why should people be ashamed of their life experiences? People be projecting, like, that's you. If you want to be ashamed, then be ashamed. But let people express themselves and say what they like, how they feel, what they want. As long as they're not hurting anybody, like, let people do what they want. So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be so irritated because I'm gonna end this video and it's gonna come back into my head. But I guess I just have to have the discipline to like come back and talk about whatever it is that I needed to say. But thank you guys so much for watching for now. Hopefully I will remember what the other thing that I needed to get off my chest. I don't want to keep you guys here for too long if I can't remember. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Thank you to my higher self. Thank you to God for spitting that information to me. Stop being so fucking entitled. People don't owe you shit. The world doesn't owe you shit, okay? So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.